Hello my friends, William Poloniak here again from Whole Health Foundation. Tonight I'm making a juice with mostly bell peppers, red, purple, green, a bunch of beets, and the rest greens and carrots and some turmeric. Let's take a look at my ingredients. Alright, in addition to the bell peppers, I have one avocado seed. Many people don't know that there's a lot of nutrition in avocados. I've got about 100 grams of turmeric, a cucumber, French sorrel, and over here I have collard greens from the garden, and the rest are going to be carrots. Alright, I'm going to start this juice with collard greens, and I've got a container of ice cubes here to cool my cutter and my feed tube. And let's start by setting some ice cubes down to cool down everything. Next I'm going to start with my collards. Next I'll put in some bell peppers. A good tip to prevent blowback is to go down only halfway. Do the turmeric now. Put the avocado seed through. And then the cucumber. Avocado seeds you need to push very, very slowly. Keep this covered. Now that I've done all of my vegetables, I'm going to do the French sorrel. French sorrel cleanses every gland in your body. Check my wing nuts, make sure they're tight. The last of my greens, so now I'll start with carrots. And after I pass my first carrots through, I'm going to change from the J grid to the number 2 grid, which is better for carrots. And we'll clean the pulp off of the J grid, J for juicing. Set that aside and clean that later. And we'll continue with carrots. Normally you put the big end in first. Okay, here we have the last of our carrots. There's always a plug of carrot or anything else in here, so you want to put some pulp in the feed tube and force that last plug through. The next step is going to be to clean the feed tube and then mix the produce and start pressing juice. Alright, I've cleaned the feed tube. When I make juice, my process is to clean the feed tube and the cutter. The cutter goes in top, the grid holder back in, and then I mix my produce and begin pressing juice. I always go in both directions to get a really good mix. As long as there's carrots in your produce mix, you don't need bamboo liners. If it was only fruit or only greens, you would need the bamboo liners to prevent pulp from sticking to the cloth. So there we've got a good mix. I'll set that aside. Get the cloths out of the freezer, and we'll start making juice. And we'll put 3 generous ladles of juice in each cloth and press 2 cloths at once. And I'm going to show you my 6 cloth method, my less work 6 cloth method. Set that aside. 3 generous ladles of pulp. Bring it down to your last cloth, advance it all the way. 6-cloth method. This comes forward, this goes over, the spent pulp goes on top. 2 more cloths full of pulp go in the press, centered left to right, front to back, all the way back it off a little bit. Now for the less work 6-cloth method, we do not throw away the pulp. New pulp goes on top of the old pulp, but only 2 spoonfuls in the beginning. Okay, I'm going to put the last of the pulp in here. We'll clean the bowl later. That's that all the way. Fold the last cloth and continue pressing. All the way back it off a little. Now to demonstrate how the Whole Health Foundation juicer with the premium bottom plate makes over 10% more juice, I'm going to fold the remaining pulp into a ball and fold the cloths. Watch my folding technique where I fold it under to minimize slippage. And then I'm going to fold it in the other direction and under again. Flatten it, set it aside, advance it a little bit more. Do the same thing with the other cloths, folding it into a ball. Okay, I've folded all of the spent pulp into a tighter ball, and I'm using a measuring beaker now to see how much extra juice we can get with the Whole Health Foundation juicer with that premium bottom plate that incidentally has a lifetime warranty. So we'll center it left to right, front to back, all the way back it off a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is go all the way back and wait for juice flow and then back it off. So there we go. I'm going to back it off a little bit. That's a little bit more. And then all the way. Oh, another 400 milliliters. And I suspect if we repackage this, we'd get even more. So there's another 450 milliliters of juice. Well, I'm not going to go for every last drop. We'll set that back, pour it in here, and then pour it into bottles. Looks like we're getting at least 10 bottles of juice. Now, I always fill it, leaving 10% for distilled water or filtered water. The juice is very, very rich, so you don't want to get too much juice in there. Alright, you fill the bottles to the top until they're overflowing or have a convex curve on top. So in this juicing session, I got 10 16-ounce bottles of juice and enough for a taste test. Well, let's do a taste test of this batch. Oh, that's delicious. Anytime I put French sorrel in juice, it's always delicious. If you like what you've seen, please tell a friend. If you'd like to call me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. Delicious. Here's to your health, and I'll see you in the next video. Delicious. One of my best juices yet.